She would be touching it with a time of 2:34.68, which is a 6-second best time.
She seems very happy with
Yes.
that. Congratulations, Anna. And
Followed by
shout out-
Ariana Higdon, and then in lane 5 we have Yale Bloom.
Shout out to Dad Scott Rideout, who's been following along with us all weekend.
He is
Keeping us in the
very
loop.
helpful, honestly.
Watching from Newfoundland, yeah, being the first one to let us know that the stream was down. So thank you for that. We
Thank
tried
you
to get
very
on that
much.
as quickly as we could, and we hope that right now it's up and running. So please, if it is, just
Shoot us a
refresh that
text.
screen. Refresh that screen and give us a thumbs up would be great.
And next up, we have the best of the rest for the women's 200-meter butterfly.
Results on the board are official.
Results on the board are official.
Oh, a step down called there.
That's always a little rattling, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're ready to dive in and then you're hurt to step down, but
What's even more challenging is when you dive in and they drop the line on you.
yeah.
I've only ever had that happen once, but it psyched me out.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but we'll see. I'm sure these young ladies will be able to get through that and still give us a great 200-meter butterfly.
In lane 1, we have Olivia Williams from the Wolfville Tritons. In lane 2, we have Eliza Stokesbury-Price from the Wolfville Tritons. In lane 3, we have Julia Hussey from Tide. In lane 4, we have Iaden McGrath from Halifax Trojans. Lane 5, we have Maya Svedzen from SWAT. Lane 6, we have Naira Smith from the Crusaders. Lane 7, Emma St. Clair from Fast. In lane 8, Aline Potvin from SWAT. As you were saying with the previous race, these races are killers. It doesn't really matter how fast you take it out. Mind you, if you take it out too fast, it will kill you. But it is just going to be a difficult race either way.
All the 200s, Adam, specifically the 200-meter backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. The freestyle's a little more manageable, but the backstroke, you're going to start to feel your legs really tighten up. Breaststroke, it's all in your arms, really. It's going to start to feel in your forearms.
I feel my forearms and
the shins.
My shins.
Yeah.
It is a very interesting feeling having those muscles burn like crazy.
And this right here, the 200-meter butterfly, it's everything.
It hurts the soul.
It hurts the soul. Mentally taxing as well. All these races, the pre-race prep, you're thinking sometimes you have to go through these races twice a day if you're swimming prelims and finals.
Yes. It does appear like lane 4's Iaden McGrath from Halifax Trojans is leading off, but this race can change in an instant.
Yep.
I know I personally have taken a single arm stroke in a long course 200-meter fly race, so that disqualified me, so it did change my race right away.
I'm sure that was a sight to see as well, Adam.
Oh, I got laughed at by my coach. And touching in first at the 150-meter mark is lane 6's Naira Smith with a time of 1:52.93.
That's very strong at the 150, and with about 37.5 meters to go, they're still looking very strong despite having already swam through 175 meters of butterfly.
Yes. It's very interesting because lane 6 did take the lead, and now it does appear that lane 4 is retaking the lead back.
It's going to be a great finish with 10 meters to go. Not sure who it is right now. Lane 4 or lane 6 seems to be a dead heat. Who's going to have the good touch, Adam?
It does appear that it was Iaden McGrath with a time of 2:33.00, followed by lane 8, but that time is not on the board right now. Then followed by lane 2 with a time of 2:38.52. These times on the board are unofficial. We will have to see if the board updates. Yes, there it did. We did have lane 6's Naira Smith coming in with a time of 2:33.61, unofficially, of course.
2:33.00. It is Nadine McGrath for the Halifax Trojans.
Adam, up next, Brody McPherson. Swam the 200 IM before,
Yes.
swimming this,
Wow.
and then we'll be swimming the 50-meter breast as well.
That is a
hard day.
busy last day.
That is a very hard day. Great swims. Great swims.
The results on the board are official. Next up, the event 40 men's 200-meter butterfly. Madam Referee.
Next up, men's 200-meter butterfly, 13 and under A final. Madam Referee. And they're off. In lane 3 from the Dartmouth Crusaders, Gabriel Vitkin. Lane 4 from St. John and Fundy Swim Club, Adam Patterson Hussey. In lane 5 from the Dartmouth Crusaders is Brody McPherson. Only 3 of them, Adam. I'm fingers crossed for a clean race because this would be an automatic medal. For all
It
of
would
them.
be. As long as no one DQs, you get a medal in this race.
Yeah, oftentimes you will see DQs though in this event, simply for the simple reason that it just gets sloppy. When you get tired, first thing that goes is technique. You gotta
Just
be,
like my single arm stroke, I trained a little bit too much with single arm stroke when my coach wasn't looking, and that's why I got DQ'd.
yeah, you want to make sure you're touching the wall with 2 hands, and those 2 hands have to be touching at the same level. They can't
They
can't be offset. Your legs have to stick together. You can't be doing freestyle kick or any whip kick. And I think that's about it. You can't go past 15 meters on the start. We haven't really seen anybody challenge that rule.
I've seen people get close, but no one near like Christian.
Yeah, Christian Payne, a member
Christian
of the Dalhousie
Payne.
Tigers last year.
He would always push that line. It was very interesting to
Really
see.
pushing the boundaries, yeah.
I always enjoyed in age group swimming. Sometimes we'd check out to see if there was an official watching the line, because if there isn't, they can't officially DQ you.
Right, right.
So it's very fun to push that line, but it's very sketchy to do also. I've seen a guy do a 24-meter underwater once. It was in a short course pool, so he basically got up and touched the wall. It's ridiculous.
That is quite crazy, yeah.
I'm not sure if he got DQ'd, but it was very fun to watch.
Very impressive.
I believe that was Rafiq Jiwa.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Ah, I see. Your heat leader right here, lane 4, Adam Patterson Hussey.
Coming in with a time of 1:56.27, very strong. Still looking great in the water. Not breathing every stroke, breathing every second, which is what you want to see in these races. Once you start breathing every stroke, it does make your stroke a little bit less efficient, and you start plowing through the water. Does look like Adam is going to touch in with a time of 2:37.31.
Bettering that time of this morning by almost 7 seconds.
That is a fantastic swim, Gregor. And next touching up is Brody McPherson, touching in with a time of 3:03.29. He's from the Crusaders. And then finally we have Gabriel Vitkin from the Crusaders, touching in with a time of 3:10.36. Next up, we have the 14 to 15 A finals for the men's 200-meter breast butterfly.
Results on the board are official.
In lane 2, we have Samuel Goudet from the Bluefins. In lane 3, we have Ben Levitt from SWAT. Lane 4, we have Daniel Dugway from Fast. In lane 5, we have Harvey Hadley from from King Edgehill Highlanders. And in lane 6, we have Luke Ellis from the Crusaders.
Flag goes Harvey Hadley from Kings Edgehill Highlanders. And lane 6 is Luke Ellis from the Dartmouth Crusaders. Can we please have all medalists in the women's 200-meter butterfly make their way to the podium area? That is the women's 200-meter butterfly medalists. Thank you.
Fantastic swims here, Adam. It's looking very good.
It does appear that Daniel Dugway is in first, but for how long? This race can change in an instant.
Yeah, out in a 108.06. Very strong.
About 2 seconds faster than the next person, who is Harvey Hadley from King Edgehill Swimming. King Edgehill Highlanders. And it is still Daniel Dugway from Fast leading off with a time of 1:46.63 with 50 meters to go.
Yeah, looking very strong here, Adam, but lane 5 is challenging lane 4 for the lead. Again, not sure if they'll have enough room to do so, but still looking very strong, breathing every one.
One thing, yeah, I was just about to say that. They are both breathing every one, which is a sign
of fatigue.
Fatigue, that is the correct word I was looking for. The fatigue really starts to set in, you start breathing every one, and you kind of start becoming less parallel with the water and more perpendicular, which is like a plow and slows you down significantly. Touching in first is Daniel Dugway, touching in a time of 2:23.25, followed next by Harvey Hadley with a time of 2:28.22. And next up, it looks like it might be Ben Levitt, touching in a time of 2:40.28.
Again, fantastic swims there from all those young guys.
Results on the board are official.
Next up,
on to the final heat.
It's the best of the rest.
Yep, final heat tonight for the men's 200-meter butterfly. We're going to get going a small heat here. Only 5 boys. In lane 2 from the Halifax Trojans, Hassan Hosni. Lane 3 from the Charlottetown Bluefins, Richard Lee. Lane 4, Daniel Pierce from the Mount Pearl Marlins. In lane 5 from the Dalhousie Tigers, Isaac Baylor. And in lane 6, Alex Johnson Humble from the Dartmouth Crusaders.
Lane 5 from the Dalhousie Tigers, Isaac Baylor. And in lane 6 from the Dartmouth Crusaders, Alex Johnson Humble. Next, we will announce the medal winner for the
At the 100-meter mark, lane 4 is in the lead. Daniel Pierce, the Mount Pearl Marlins, followed closely by Isaac Baylor, the Dalhousie Tigers, at a 1:03.23. Both looking to better their times of this morning.
His name is Isaac Baylor, but let's be honest, it sounds a lot cooler as Isaac Baller.
He's a big baller, yeah.
He is a big baller.
Your AUS Rookie of the Year.
Really?
Yeah. Crowned
Wow.
AOS Rookie of the Year at the AOS Championships in St. John's this past February.
Nice.
He had a great meet, and he contributed quite nicely to the Dow Tigers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, from the men's side. Again,
And
butterfly specialist, and he is going to touch first the 150-meter mark, Adam.
wow.
With 50 meters to go, Isaac Baller is balling out.
He is balling out of control right now. But let's not
137.
forget about Daniel Pierce. He is keeping in right with him there. And this race can change in the last 25 meters depending on entry levels of either swimmer.
Yeah,
so let's see how this plays out.
We're going to see cardio levels, who's able to dig a little deeper and really muster the courage and the strength to close out this 200-meter butterfly.
Muscular fatigue is a big part of this.
And Isaac Baller, experienced swimmer that he is able to do just that. And he is going to close in at a 2:12.88.
And coming in next is Daniel Pierce with a time of 2:15.29. And coming in third is lane 3's Richard Lee with a time of 2:19.99, unofficially, of course.
Great swims there. I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Next up, we do have the women's 50-meter breaststroke, and I do believe we will have about a 2-minute break here for all of the timers to go over to the not the short end, the shallow end of the pool so that they can get the times of all of the swimmers in the next event.
And we are just about to resume with the action here, folks. Just going over a watch check for all the timers in the shallow end to make sure they can see that little white box on the flags located at the 5-meter mark. Again, you're looking to see when that light goes off to start your stopwatch, Adam, because speed of light travels faster than the speed of sound.
It does.
So we got to make sure that all our timers are on the same page when dealing with our watch checks.
I also don't know about you, but I think it's easier to react to a flash of light, than a buzz.
Absolutely, yeah. Couldn't agree more with you on that one, Adam. And they're off in lane 1. Autumn Colsey from the Churro Centurions. Lane 2 from the Cleveland Chambleur. Margot Beleza. Lane 3, Julianne Cadigan from the St. John's Legends. Lane 4, Callie Simmons from the Legends. Lane 5, teammate Claire Chin. Lane 6, Lynn Thorne from the Legends as well. Lane 7, Addison Myers from the Halifax Trojans. And in lane 8, also from Trojans, Sophia Stade.
Claire Chin had a beautiful pullout coming in at the 15-meter mark.
Oh, that's what we like to see there. Really maximizing those underwaters. As I said before, that's the fastest part of the race.
Yes.
So might as well perfect that.
And I do know that one of the better swimmers from Canada for men's breaststroke, his pullouts are a thing of beauty.
Absolutely, yeah. Apollo has talking about right there. But here we are, lane 4 taking the win there. Callie Simmons of the St. John's Legends touching it at a 39.50, bettering her time of this morning. Then lane 5, Claire Chin, and lane 6, Lynn Thorne taking home 2-3.
Next up, we have the women's 13-14 A finals for the 50-meter breasts. Results on the board are now official. In lane 1, we have Bianca Herbert from CNBO. In lane 2, we have Abigail Duguay from CNS. In lane 3, we have Mackenzie Wishart from St. John's Legends. In lane 4, Audrey Parker from Tourist Centurion. Lane 5, Anna Mercier from CNBO. Lane 6, Piper Hickox from TCSC. From lane 7, Yale Bloom from Halifax Trojans. And lane 8, Ava Curie from the Halifax Trojans.
Adam, you're speedrunning those names, but you're doing them justice as their women are about 10 meters out of the wall, really approaching it fast. Lane 4, picking up the stroke rate.
And really
China.
still gliding. That's a very beautiful stroke.
Yeah, lane 4 will take it, 36.62.
And lane 4 is Audrey Parker, followed by
Lane 5.
lane 5, Anna Mercer,
And then third place is lane 6,
who is Piper Hickox.
37.08.
Fantastic swims. Very close race.
Results on the board are official.
Results on the board are official. Here we are, Heat 3, 15 and over, A final. Madam Referee. In lane 1 from the Gander Lakers, Lily Gates. Lane 2, Lindsay Goodland from the Mount Pro Marlins. Lane 3, Charlotte Evans of the Halifax Trojans. Lane 4, also from Trojans, Julie Nolan McCarthy. Lane 5, Summer Essen of the CNBO. Lane 6 from the St. John and Fundy Swim Club, Alexandra Quinn. Lane 7, Maria McDougall from the Halifax Trojans. And in lane 8 from Fast is Lily McLean. Anyone's race here, Adam. Not sure who's going to get it. Looks like lane 4. Looks like lane 4, and it will be lane 4 in a time of 33.73. Julie Nolan McCarthy lowering her entry time here this morning, followed by lane 6, Alexandra Quinn of Tide, 34.99. Just out touching by 1/100th. Lane 5, Summer Essen of CNBO to claim silver. Results on the board are official.
Next up, we have the best of the rest. In lane 1, we have Hannah Birch from Halifax Wavelanders. In lane 2, Emma Power from Mount Pearl Marlins. Lane 3, Olivia Larson from CNBO. Lane 4, Samantha Norris from Fast. Lane 5, Franziska Roth from Tide. Lane 6, Lexi Quinn from CBD. Lane 7, Olivia Georgery from Crusaders. And in lane 8, Taryn Donnelly from Halifax Trojans.
Yeah, CBD, your Cape Breton Dorados.
Cape Breton Dorados.
Again, here it looks like it's going to be lane 4, but lane 5 is very, very close. And it
looks like lane 4, Samantha Norris is touching in with a time of 36.38, followed by lane 5, Franziska Roth, and then followed then by lane 2's Emma Power with a time of 37.74. Next up, we have the results on the board are now official. And next up, we have men's 50-meter breaststroke event 42, 13 and under, A final.
And they are off. The men's 13 and under A final 50-meter breaststroke. Lane 1 from the Charlottetown Bluefins, Eric Thompson. Lane 2, Reed Leroy from Tide. Lane 3, Joshua Tummenpill from the Dartmouth Crusaders. Lane 4, Ethan Daniel from the Halifax Trojans. Lane 5 from Blast, Zachary Newman. Lane 6, Samuel Landry from CNBO. Lane 7, Mohamed El Shahat from Fredericton Aquanaut. And in lane 8, Patrick Sutherland of the Halifax Trojans.
It looks like lane 4 and 5 are neck and neck in this final.
I think it might be lane 4, and it will be 33.74. Ethan Daniel in lane 5. Zachary Newman from Blast, 33.94. And then in lane 3, Joshua Tummenpill, 37.61.
Results on the board are now official. Next up, we have the 14 to 15 A final. In lane 1, we have Jonathan Telexkov from Fast. In lane 2, we have Matthias Merlin from CNBO. In lane 3, we have Alex Essen from CNBO. Lane 4, Joel Thomas from Mount Pearl Marlins. In lane 5, we have Carter King from St. John Legends. In lane 6, Owen Bond from GDSC. In lane 7, we have Aiden Airy from Crusaders. And in lane 8, Tom Band from the Bluefins.
Joel Thomas, lane 4, very strong. Maybe cracking that 30 mark right here, not sure. Oh,
Just a
he'll
little
be just
off.
just better his time from this
31.26
morning.
for Joel Thomas. Up next, we have Alex Essen with a time of 32.38. And fifth for lane 5 is Carter King with a time of 33.31. Next up, we have the 16 and over.
Yeah, Keelan Bellis, keep your eyes on him. Lane 4, he was your gold medalist at the 2022 Canada Summer Games.
Really?
But Giacomo Salides had his number in the 200-meter breaststroke earlier this meet.
Nice. This should be an interesting race.
Here we are, 16 and over, A final, Heat 3, men's 50-meter breaststroke. Madam referee. They're off. Lane 1, Blaze Stevenson from the Pictou County Mariners. Lane 2, Gleb Pokalyukin from the Dartmouth Crusaders. Lane 3, Jake LaCour from the Gander Lakers. Lane 4, Keelan Bellis from the Trojans. Lane 5, Giacomo Salidi from the Dartmouth Crusaders. Lane 6, Liam Tweedy from the Mount Pearl Marlins. Lane 7, Maxim Kenny from CNS. And in lane 8, Logan Sparks, the Dalhousie Tigers. And your heat winner will be 30.15, Keelan Bellis, tying the senior trials cut.
Really? That means he gets the cut, right?
Yeah, that means he gets the cut, so that's great
Nice.
for him.
That is a fantastic time.
That is really something. Hopefully he goes. Not sure if they're going to take him if he just has one cut, but
That is still very good.
yeah, I am hopeful.
Next, we have the best of the rest. And in lane 1, we have Dominic Coates from Crusaders. Lane 2, Cole Mitchell from Dow Tigers. Lane 3, Ryan O'Connelly from Fast. In lane 4, John Cluette from Crusaders. Lane 5, Nelson Daniels from SWAT. Lane 6, Matthew Dorian from Blast. Lane 7, Miles McTavish from the Wolfville Tritons. And in lane 8, Daniel Sutherland from Halifax Trojans. This is a very close race right here. It's very interesting. I have no clue who's going to touch first. Does appear it's lane 4 is John Cluette with a time of 33.00. Touching in second is Nelson Daniels with a time of 33.10. And touching in third is lane 2's Cole Mitchell with a time of 33.32.
Yep.
Very good swims.
Yeah, great
Next
swims
up,
there.
we have the mixed 50-meter breaststroke para swim.
Yep, Madam Referee here, event 341, mixed 50-meter breaststroke para. Lane 5, Jesse Canny from the Fredericton Aquanauts swim team, taking on this 50-meter breaststroke, and he's going very fast. You know, oftentimes it's very hard to swim without any competitors in the pool, but Jesse Canny seems to have no issue in doing so. Some hardware there. Walking with their gold medals behind us. Jess Canny's going to punch in a time of 38.29 for the mixed para 50-meter breaststroke. And here we are, Adam. Final event of the day, final event of the session, final event of the weekend.
Yes, this is the final event. Let's hope everyone still swims very, very quick. There will be a 2-minute break here because we need all of the timers to return to the deep end.
Men's 200-meter butterfly, as well as
And we are back live with the action event 43 women's 100-meter backstroke heat 1 12 and under A final of the 2023 David Fry East Coast Championships. So we hand the mic over to Madam Referee. And they are off. In lane 1 from the St. John's Legends, Claire Chin. Lane 2, Isabella Boer, and also from the Legends. In lane 3, teammate Harlow LeBlanc. Lane 4, Ivy Band of the Charlottetown Bluefins. Lane 6, Callie Simmons of the St. John's Legends. Lane 6, Margot Beleza, the Club de Natation Bleu et Or. In lane 7, Kiara Higdon of the St. John's Legends. And in lane 8, rounding out the heat, Autumn Kolsty of the Truro Centurions.
Flipping in first, it does appear like it's going to be lane 4's Ivy Band. Flipping in with a time of 34.69. Next up, we have lane 5's Kaylee Simmons, and then followed by lane 3's Harlow LeBlanc.
Ivy Ban, Adam, what can we say about her? She has had a fantastic meet.
It feels like every single event we've announced has had her in it.
She won the 200-meter IM today. That is just that is a very short list of the accolades that we could go on for Ivy Ban here at the Charlottetown
very
Bluefins.
well in this.
And she's going to win yet another gold medal with a time of a 1:10.98. Ivy Band of the Charlottetown Bluefins, followed by lane 5, Callie Simmons of the St. John's Legends, and then lane 3, 1:17.97 for Harlow LeBlanc of the St. John's Legends as well.
And that does appear to be an Eastern's cut for Ivy Band.
Yeah, you know, Ivy Band punching that 13-year-old Eastern's cut, so she's already she's 2 years ahead of the game.
She is doing very, very well. That is also almost the CJC's time for 13-year-olds. That is very, very quick. Next up is the 13-14A final for the 100-meter backstroke. Women's. In lane 1, we have Alexandra Campbell from St. John's Legends. In lane 2, Alana Mercier from SWAT. In lane 3, we have Millie Vandenberg Smith from Halifax Trojans. In lane 4, we have Sarah A. McNabb from FAST. Lane 5, we have Sophie Laundry from CNBO. Lane 6, Ava Decker from Mount Pearl Marlins. Lane 7, Avery Stade from Halifax Trojans. And in lane 8, Maria Goodland from Mount Pearl Marlins.
Very strong at the 50-meter mark, Adam, and it will be lane 4, Sarah McNabb of the Fredericton Aquanauts slipping first, followed by lane 5, Sophie Landry of CNBO. Third place, Michaela Vanderberg Smith of the Halifax Trojans. Sarah McNabb picking up the pace here with about 25 meters to go. Still a great lead on the rest of the heat.
Fantastic lead. About a body length or two, it appears.
With 10 meters to go, Sarah McNabb looking to better her time this morning of 108.13, and she's going to get right around there, adding a slight
108.67.
bit
Not
of
bad.
time.
For the final event of the session,
Still
very
a
good.
very strong
And in lane
swim.
5, we have Sophie Laundry coming in second with a time of 112.74 unofficially. And in lane 3, we have Millie Vandenberg Smith from Halifax Trojans touching in with a time of 115.44 unofficially.
Be sure to stick around after the last event as we will be handing out the trophies to the winning men's team, winning women's team, and the combined team as well.
And you can see those trophies in the top-ish right corner of the screen.
On the 3-meter springboard, yep.
Yep. Next up, we have the 15 and over A final for the women. There seems to be something going on. Oh, never mind. In lane 1, we have Charlotte Evans from the Halifax Trojans. In lane 2, we have Sophia Dean from the Crusaders. Lane 3, we have Alina Leclerc from the Bluefins. In lane 4, we have Aaliyah Bloom from the Crusaders. Lane 6, Clara Durling from Halifax Trojans. Lane 7, Holly Nickerson from the Bluefins. And in lane 8, Angie Giddens from Halifax Trojans.
Abby Andrews. Lane 6 for the Halifax Trojans, Clara Durling. In lane 7.
A very bouncy stroke there in lane 4, Adam. Aaliyah Bloom of the Dartmouth Crusaders, but it seems to be working for her as she's tied for first at the 50-meter mark, and we also have a tie for third. You don't see that very often.
That is very, very rare.
In third place for the Charlottetown Bluefins is Richard Lee.
And it seems to be a dead heat with 25 meters to go.
Daniel Pierce. And your gold medal winner for the Dalhousie Tigers is
Still anyone's race here, folks. It's going to come down to the final 10 meters. Aaliyah Bloom pulling ahead from the rest of the pack. Second and third still a toss-up. Your unofficial heat winner will be Aaliyah Bloom, lane 4, 108.05. Followed by lane 3, Elena Leclerc with a time of 109.06. And then lane 5 is going to claim third, Abby Andrews of the Mount Pro Marlins, 109.50. Results on the board are official. Up next, the best of the rest heat, women's 100-meter backstroke. Buckle up, this is going to be a fast heat again.
This will be a very fast heat. All of these heats, honestly, have been very quick today.
The final women's event of the weekend. It's been a fantastic weekend of racing. So glad to be alongside
Yes.
you guys, providing the broadcast and really experiencing the 2023 David Fry East Coast Championships with you, Madam Referee. In lane 1 from the Kodiak Vikings, Melina Richard. Lane 2, Summer Essen from the Club de Natation Bleu et Or. Lane 3, Quinn Mercereau from the Kodiak Vikings. Lane 4, Isabel Hussey from the Halifax Trojans. Lane 5 from the Dartmouth Crusaders, Rosalind Tate. In lane 6, Madeline Bakey of the Halifax Trojans. Lane 7 from the Cape Breton Dorados, Lexi Quinn. Lane 8, Ella Brocklehurst from the Halifax Trojans.
Just hear
Adam,
that
how would you reward yourself after a long meet like this?
sleep. Lots of sleep. Maybe I'd take the next day off of school. I don't know. It depends on how late I get back home.
Yep.
But yeah, sometimes maybe a late day to school. But definitely, I think sleep is the most important.
Yeah,
These are long meets. It's lovely to sleep back in your own bed again.
Yeah, and you don't want to get run down. That's how you get sick, and then that's when you
Yes.
fall behind more in your training and school as well. So it's
School.
super important. Stay hydrated, get that sleep back up there.
Yes. It appears that lane 2 is taking the lead, which is always fun to see.
Yeah, fantastic swim here from Summer Essen of the Club de Natation Bleu et Or, followed by lane 4, your heat leader going in, Isabel Hussey. But the winner is going to be lane 2, Summer Essen of CMBO, followed by lane 4, Isabel Hussey, and then lane 5, Rosalind Tate. The winning time of the heat will be a 1:11:27. Great swim there.
Fantastic swims. Next up, we have the men's 100-meter backstroke finals. The first one will be the 13 and under A final. In lane 1, we have Joel Phillips from SWAT. In lane 2, we have Samuel Laundrie from CNBO. Lane 3, Owen Carew from Mount Pearl Marlins. In lane 4, we have Luke Ostrich from Charlottetown Bluefins. In lane 5, we have Nathan Wilson from St. John Legends. Lane 6, Avery Flashahauer from Bluefins. And in lane 7, Joshua Tompel from Crusaders. And in lane 8, Anton Kuznetsov from Fast.
These boys are out fast. Lane 4 is your heat leader for now. Luke Ostrich, followed by Nathan Wilson of the St. John's Legends, and in lane 3, Owen Carew of the Mount Pearl Marlins.
Does appear to be a little bit of a battle between lanes 4 and 5.
Stroke rates are being picked up, legs are being engaged. Yeah, 4 and 5 battling it out for firsts here. I'm sure they see quite a bit of each other in the backstroke events, Adam.
Yes. It does appear that lane 5's Nathan Wilson from St. John Legends is pulling away.
And he's going to do that.
And it appears that Nathan Wilson has touched in with a time of unofficially 1:10.34, followed by Luke Ostrich with a time of 1:12.66, then followed by Owen Carew from Mount Pearl Marlins with a time of 1:13.56. Those were fantastic swims, Gregor.
Yeah, really strong swims there. And that's only the 13 and under A final, Adam. We're moving on up. We're on to the 14-15 A final. Results on the board are official. Here we are, Madam Referee. They're off in lane 1, Harvey Hadley of the King's Edge Hill School. Lane 2, Ryan Hull of the Halifax Trojans. Lane 3 from the Fredericton Aquanauts, Daniel Duguay. Lane 4, James Travers from the St. John's Legends. Lane 5, Charlie Leckie of the Halifax Trojans. Lane 6, Leon Bautista of the Dartmouth Crusaders. Lane 7 from the Sackville Waves, Ethan Kershaw. And in lane 8 from the St. John's Legends is Jim Juh. Again, James Travers taking down Dalhousie swimmers Ewan McLean's provincial record in the 200-meter backstroke last night.
That is for the Newfoundland,
2:18. Yeah.
Yes.
The Newfoundland record, 2:18. Not sure what the record is here, but maybe he will do that. I've also been notified that Chris Weeks did not get the provincial record in the 100-meter freestyle. It's held by LSU swimmer Noah Cumby.
Oh, really?
Yep. Wow, James Traverse.
Really pulling away with it. You can see his legs are kicking like anything, and his arms are just powering through the water. Touching in with a time of 1:02.23.
He should be happy with that. Lane 4, James Traverse, your heat winner, followed by lane 5, Charlie Leckie of the Halifax Trojans, 1:04.85. And in lane 3, Daniel Duguay of the Fredericton Aquanauts, 1:06.33.
That is an Eastern cut and a CJC cut.
Wow.
For
James
Traverse.
Yeah.
Fantastic swim.
That's great. So he'll be traveling to Ontario
for the
this
CJCs,
summer.
yes.
I believe those are going to be at TPASC. So the Toronto
that is
Pan
a
Am Sports
fantastic
Complex.
pool.
Yep.
They got two 50-meter pools and one 25-meter pool there.
That's great. So, yep, swimmers will have the right accommodations to warm down appropriately in between their events and really show the country why they're there.
Yes. Next up, 16 over A final. In lane 1, we have Xavier Lebouthier from Blast. In lane 2, Liam MacArthur from CBSE. Lane 3, we have Oliver Dawood from the Crusaders. In lane 4, we have Ian Stewart from Pictou County Mariners. Lane 5, we have Aiden Carroll from St. John's Legends. Lane 6, Cole Mitchell from Dow Tigers. Lane 7, Miles McTavish from Wolfville Tritons. And in lane 8, John Earl from the Crusaders. It does look like Cole Mitchell's
Waiting
pulling
for the
away
camera angle to
just
change.
slightly.
But yeah, Cole Mitchell seems to be having the edge on the rest of the pool right now.
Let's see if he can hold out.
Looking to close it out. He's got to engage those legs. Big upper body. Cole's able to pull a lot of water, and he is pulling away right now. He's looking to better his time this morning, and he will do
Just that.
Yeah,
Touching,
again, not sure. Might have been a light touch in lane 6.
but it looks like Cole Mitchell touched first. But then second, we have lane 4's Ian Stewart with a time of 104.38. And touching in third would be lane 5's Aiden Carroll with a time of 104.46. Cole Mitchell touched in with a time of 103.46 unofficially. That is a 2-second drop for Cole Mitchell.
Well, that's good, Cole. Congrats. He'll be happy about that. I'll hear about that later, as Cole and I are roommates.
They are roommates. They do sleep in the same bed.
Not the same bed, but we do reside under the same roof.
Oh, okay. I was confused there.
And here we are, final heat of the night.
Best of the rest.
2023 David Fry East Coast Championship.
You know the old saying, last one, fast one.
Yeah, and I'm
This should
excited
be
to see what
the
they can do here.
fastest one.
Madam Referee. In lane 1 from the Dartmouth Crusaders, John Cloet. Lane 2, Mathieu Doiron from Blast. Lane 3, Thomas Best from the St. John's Legends. In lane 4, Zachary Marquez from the Halifax Trojans. Lane 5, Noah Beausoleil from the Club de Natation Bleu et Or. In lane 6, Keegan McDougall from the Summerside Dolphins Swim Club. Lane 7, Alex Bork from the Club de Natation Bleu et Or. And in lane 8, Jager Dwyer.
Keegan
from the
McDougall
Dartmouth
had a
Crusaders.
beautiful start to his race, and he is now
Going for an
quite
official
far
split.
ahead.
I'm guessing. Official split.
Oh,
Lane 5.
that's what he is doing. Yeah, he is swimming much slower than he was in the second 50. Touched with his hand, but he got a time of 29, which is very quick.
29-22. Not sure how that ranks up with the other cuts.
But that is very quick for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, 29-22. So that is an Eastern's cut.
He's 14 though, Gregor.
Yep, still an Eastern's cut.
Still an Eastern's cut. That is fantastic swimming. He's
still in the
still
lead.
doing good, yes. Less of a lead, but he is still swimming fantastically.
Yeah, about to outtouch
Touching
teammate.
in with a time of 107.95 is Keegan McDougall. Touching in second is lane 3's Thomas Best with a time of 108.79. And touching in third is lane 4's Zachary Marquez from Halifax Trojans with a time of 110.50. All unofficially, mind you.
All unofficial, yeah. And if you are wondering, we will be going through the trophy presentation here. So hang tight as we get ready to
announce that.
There is currently no sound because our mics are muted. We are just waiting for the trophy presentation to get underway. Thank you for your patience. Again, just waiting for the final scores to come into us before we're able to present all the trophies. There are three trophies: the top performing men's team, top performing women's team, and the top combined team for this past weekend's big AAA meet, the 2023 David Fry East Coast Championships.
We are now going to be presenting the awards for this meet. We would also just really like to thank all of the timers, the officials, everyone who
Coaches.
contributed to this meet. Thank
Yep.
you so much for helping out. It's made a fantastic meet.
Thank you to the Halifax Trojans for organizing and hosting this meet with great hospitality and great merchandise as well.
The overall team and high point awards are now going to be awarded.
We have the individual high point award winners, and we will start with the 12 and under females, where we have a tie between
Oh,
Ivy
a tie
Band
for the 12 and under
and
females for the
Mary
high
Ellen
point
Holland.
Mary
between
Ellen Holland,
and Ivy Band, both
Ivy
taking home that
Band.
high point award.
Fantastic swimming by both of them. I do remember seeing them in multiple finals.
Yeah, those names are very familiar to us,
Yes.
Adam.
They have done great swims all weekend.
Hopefully
should
the
be very
camera will
proud.
be able to pick up the podium. Not exactly sure as to where they will be receiving these awards.
Does appear that there is someone running to the podium right now.
Yep, I'm guessing
Not running, of course. You can't run on the pool deck.
they have a little pep in their step.
They have pep in their step. You are right, Gregor. And it appears that they are up on the podium now. And giving them awards are Betty.
Male individual high point award winner is Ethan Daniel from the Halifax Trojans.
Ethan Daniel is the high point award for the 12 and under men's.
Yep, Ethan Daniel, again, another name.
Halifax Trojans.
Yeah, Halifax Trojans. We'll see if that Trojan helmet will be
Gets
passed
passed
along
on,
to
yes.
Ethan Daniel. Yeah, not sure if it will be, but definitely a great achievement for Ethan Daniel.
Do you think they make another trophy for the tie, or do you think only one person gets to keep it?
Not sure.
Sarah McNabb is the high point award for the 14-15 women.
Yep,
Up there right now
Ethan Daniel.
is Ethan Daniel.
Sam McNabb, I believe that might be 13-14.
13-14? You're
13
probably right.
So I think it's 12 and under girls, 13-14, then 15 and over.
Okay.
15 male high point award winner from the St. John's Legends.
The 14-15 men's is James Traverse from the St. John's Legends.
Yeah, not sure if they're sticking around for this one. They might have already. Oh no, it looks like James Traverse is still here. So he's gonna make his way up to the podium.
They do have to get back to Newfoundland, probably tonight.
15 and
Yep.
over female award winner from Tide, Bryn Leroy.
And your 15 and over women's high point award is from Ty to the St. John and Fundy Swim Club, Bryn Leroy.
Okay.
Congratulations, Bryn.
Fantastic
On
swims.
a great swim meet.
16 and over male high point award winner from the Halifax Trojans, Owen Nicholson.
Owen Nicholson is a 16 and over men's high point award. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, he put together a great meet. Got those trials tonight.
He did. Fantastic swims.
We will now announce the top swims of the meet in terms of FINA points. For the women, the high point earning swim is Julie Nolan McCarthy's 50 breaststroke.
Julie Nolan McCarthy got the highest FINA points for 50 breaststroke.
Yeah. That is a great feat.
That is. I wonder what FINA points she got.
Yeah, not entirely sure as to what the pointage is.
On the male side,
And on the male
For
side,
the men,
top swimmer of the meet from the Mount Pro Marlins is going to be Chris Weeks.
Chris Weeks did have a fantastic meet.
50-meter butterfly. He clocked a 24:48. He's going to be rocking a black wife beater.
from the winning team to go up and receive the award.
Next up, we are announcing the
Starting with
top
the
teams.
top female teams of the meet.
The top female
In
teams.
fifth place,
In fifth place
with
was
660 points, Club de Natation
Club de
Blue Aor.
Natation Blue Aor.
Yep. How about this,
In
Adam? I'll get the
fourth
points,
place
you get the
with
name.
Sounds good.
677 points, the Charlottetown Blue
With
Fins.
677 points in fourth place.
Was the Charlottetown Bluefins.
In third place with 965
In third
points,
place with
the Dartmouth Crusaders
965.5 points.
Is the
The
Crusaders.
Dartmouth Crusaders.
In second place with 1,790 points is the St.
In
John's
second place with
Legends.
1,790 points.
Is the St.
Which
John
means
Legends.
Your highest scoring team for the women's event
Which
with
means for your highest scoring team with
2,577.5
577.5
Is
points.
the Halifax Trojans.
Great job. If I stumbled there, that was 2,577.5 points. The Halifax Trojans, the high point on the women's side.
On the men's side, coming in at fifth place with 911
Fifth point, or excuse me, fifth place with 911
Is the St. John Legends.
points. Excuse me, 911.5 points.
And fourth place with 946 points are the Fredericton
Fourth place with
Aquanauts.
946 points.
Is the Fredericton
Aquanauts.
Aquanauts.
In third place with 1,053.5 points.
In
are
third
the
place with
Dartmouth Crusaders.
1,053.5 points.
Is the Dartmouth Crusaders.
In second place.
In second place with 1,098 points
In,
are the Mount
with
Pearl Marlins.
1,098 points.
Is the Mount Pearl Marliners.
And bringing home yet another
First
trophy
place
with 1,493 points.
Halifax Trojans.
That is the Halifax Trojans. So you can assume who's coming in first for the overall.
Two top place finishes.
Two top place finishes would put you up there.
Yep.
And now for the combined team scores.
And now for the
In
combined
fifth
team
place with a
scores.
combined score of 1,626 points, the Fredericton
With
Aquanauts.
1,626 points.
Is the Fredericton Aquanauts.
In fourth place,
Fourth place. 1,751 points.
Is the Mount Pearl Marliners.
In third with
In
2,019
third with 2,019 points.
Is the Dartmouth Crusaders.
In second place
In second place
with
2,701
2,701.5 points.
Is the St. John's Legends.
Which means that your winning team with the highest
Which
combined
means that your
score
winning
of
team with
4,070 and a half points is the Halifax Trojans
points.
Aquatic Club.
Is the Halifax Trojans Aquatic Club.
Great swims there all around. Again, it's been a pleasure to be alongside Adam this weekend commentating, and we wish everybody safe travels back home and a great rest of the swim season.
It's been great commentating with you too, Gregor. Thank you everyone for coming in and enjoying the swimming with us.
Yep. Have a great night.
Have a great night.